This is the Doctor's 10th body. When a Time Lord's body is worn out, they can change it for a new one. The process is called regeneration and is rarely straightforward. When we met the 9th Doctor, he was the last survivor of the Time Wars and had travelled alone for some time. He gave his life to save Rose Tyler. The 8th Doctor's first adventure was to save Earth at the end of the 20th century. There are many stories told about what happened next, but due to the Time Wars, we don't know how many are true. The manipulative 7th Doctor was never afraid of using old friends in his complicated schemes. He was on a mission for the Time Lords when he was gunned down in San Francisco. The 6th Doctor just wanted to devote himself to the finer things in life. Instead, he was put on trial by his own people, fighting for his future lives. Some say he never quite got over the experience. His regenerated body was discovered when his TARDIS crashed. The 5th Doctor was trapped in a body much younger than his personality. He constantly fought to be taken seriously. He died slowly of poisoning while saving his companion's life. The 4th Doctor loved adventure. In his long life he travelled with many people, including a journalist, a robot dog, and a time lady. Fond of jelly babies, long scarves and fun, he died saving the universe. The 3rd Doctor was exiled to Earth by the Time Lords. While trying to escape, he worked for an organisation called UNIT, dedicated to fighting off alien threats. He had powerful friends, was an expert at martial arts, and loved gadgets, especially fast cars. He died of radiation poisoning while destroying the giant spiders on Metabellus 3. The 2nd Doctor was as bumbling as he was lethal. He defended the Earth from hideous monsters, invented the sonic screwdriver, and travelled with a Highlander. His people, the Time Lords, caught up with him and punished him by banishing him to Earth in a new body. The 1st Doctor was a mysterious traveller, known only as the Doctor. He was on the run from his own people in a time machine he could barely control. When we first met him, he was nearing the end of his first body, which wore out when he was defending Earth from the Cybermen. The Doctor is the last of the Time Lords from the planet Gallifrey, a race so powerful they simply watched the universe. Rassilon was the founder of the Time Lord Society. He brought his people out of darkness and established the laws of time, banning his race from interfering. The president of the Time Lords was entrusted with the secrets of Rassilon and used the matrix of Time Lord minds to keep time pure. For a brief, chaotic period, the Doctor was president. Rose Tyler isn't the Doctor's first companion. He has grown used to sharing his adventures, and humans are his favourite species. Sarah Jane Smith was a young journalist who travelled with the 3rd and 4th Doctors. She fought against dinosaurs, the Loch Ness Monster, and robot Egyptian mummies. K9 was given to the Doctor as a present. The robot dog travelled with the Doctor and fellow Time Lord Romana. The Doctor sent a copy of K9 as a gift to Sarah Jane. When exiled on Earth, the 3rd Doctor worked with UNIT, an intelligence task force dedicated to protecting Earth from alien threats. The Doctor was their scientific advisor. His main occupation was trying to repair his broken TARDIS, but in between he helped to see off invasions from killer shock dummies, Daleks and giant maggots. When we first met the Doctor, he was travelling with his granddaughter Susan. They were on the run from their people. While the Doctor learned how to control his ship, Susan was studying at a school in London until 2 of her teachers became suspicious. The Doctor kidnapped the teachers, taking them to prehistoric times and then to the dead planet. The TARDIS is the Doctor's time machine. It can take him anywhere in time and space. The name stands for time and relative dimensions in space. The last of its kind. The TARDIS's outside is supposed to blend into the surroundings, but has been stuck as a blue box for hundreds of years. The console room is the heart of the TARDIS. Its appearance has changed almost as much as its captain, the Doctor. The TARDIS is a living machine, connected telepathically to those travelling inside it. The TARDIS is almost infinite in size, containing a vast number of rooms and chambers. The wardrobe contains clothes from across the universe, while the TARDIS also contains swimming pools, art galleries, a library, and gardens. Every TARDIS was equipped with a link to the Eye of Harmony, a black hole which powered the TARDIS's time engines. Although a TARDIS is in theory indestructible, never materialize a TARDIS inside itself. The TARDIS's trans-dimensional nature means that improper use can open up gateways into alternative realities. If injured or close to regeneration, the TARDIS can help with the healing process. Always carry a spare supply of mercury for the TARDIS's fluid links. Time travel was made possible by the sacrifice of Omega, the first of the Time Lords. He harnessed a black hole, creating the Eye of Harmony, an energy source that powered all TARDISes. Omega was trapped forever on the other side of the black hole, and has vowed revenge on the Time Lord should he ever escape. Each TARDIS contains a link through to the Eye of Harmony. If improperly opened, this can warp the reality around it. Without the Eye of Harmony, TARDISes would have to power themselves, probably feeding off pockets of temporal instability or rift. The Daleks are the survivors of a terrible war on the planet Skaro. The Thals and the Khalids fought for so long that their planet was dying. Davros, a crippled Khalid scientist, realized that his people would win the war by evolving. He placed these mutants in metal casings, making the perfect killing machine. He called these creatures Daleks. Ruthlessly, they destroyed the Thals, rebelling against Davros, and lived alone on the dead planet, isolated in their city. Eventually, the Daleks discovered space travel and swept across the galaxy, their conquests overseen by the Dalek Emperor. In the 22nd century, the Daleks reached Earth, but their invasion was defeated by the Doctor. The Daleks enslaved or destroyed every people they came across, their only match being the Mechanoids, a strange race of robots. In a bid to complete their empire and conquer the Earth, the Daleks united with other galactic powers, betraying them, capturing their territory, and gaining mastery of time travel. Finally, the Empire met another robotic power, the Movellans. It was stalemate, so the Daleks revived their creator, hoping Davros would help them. Davros escaped from his creations, and finding a vast store of frozen humans, turned them into his own army of Daleks. The Dalek armies were so full of hatred for each other that their war spread throughout time and space. Eventually they came into conflict with the Time Lords, a race so powerful they had vowed never to interfere in the affairs of others. They made an exception for the Daleks, with terrible consequences.